Let's go.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. I'm Rich. I'm here with your live watch along for Aston Villa versus Red Bull Salzburg in the Europa League match day 8. And Villa have secured a top 8 finish, but we want to get in that top 2 to make sure that we get an away leg in the second leg in every round up until the final, we hope. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are about 3 or 4 away from 6,600 on the road to 7,000 subscribers. Already nearly 50 of you in the chat. So amazing stuff. Thank you for joining. We're going to go through starting lineups, and there is a big surprise. I want to talk about the transfer news today as well before we get into it. And obviously all about the score predictions as well. So I want your score predictions in the chat. Let's just see what everyone's talking about. Rich, great to have you in the chat, mate. Good evening to all. Please like and subscribe. It costs nothing and helps the channel massively. Absolutely. And let's hope there are no more injuries. Up the Villa. Absolutely agree with that. Big T, good evening. Good evening to you, mate. And up for a good win tonight ahead of Brentford. Yes, no spoilers. Good man. I like that. I like that. Philly Barbershop, big up. Loving the lineup. Yeah, we'll get right into that as well. Rich, well, I hope you get it working. Good afternoon to you, Aphex Ryu. Got your prediction in there. I'll star that for later. Jimmy Pop says decent lineup as well. So let me just get that sorted. I'm also in the middle of getting the scoreboard and everything sorted, but I didn't want to leave you guys waiting. Let me just get the lineups sent through. And where are we? Here we are. Keep your comments coming in because, yeah, very surprised. Well, actually, I'm not surprised now we know a bit of the transfer news today. Obviously, Evan Gesson is off to Crystal Palace on loan with an option to buy. So clearly that move didn't work. And it hasn't worked for Gesson. Crystal Palace were obviously interested in him as well. We picked them to the post with the signing, but he hasn't settled at Villa. Lots of people saying he's a striker and should be really playing at striker. People saying Emery wanted to play him on the right, but he just could never get going. He could never receive the ball in areas, in my opinion, that were hurting teams. He was always receiving the ball in deep lying areas that just weren't set up for him. And he couldn't control the ball. He never looked comfortable in possession. He never looked comfortable trying to run at players. And every time he controlled it, the next touch was a tackle. So for me, it just suits all parties for him to move. But interesting situation with Crystal Palace because they're signing Strand Larsen as well. So it doesn't look like he'll be playing up front for them. So unless he's going to rotate him, and Mateta looks like he's on his way out. So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see where he slots in with the team there. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. But from a Villa perspective, looks like he's got an option to buy. They've got an option to buy 30 million euros. I imagine there's some sort of loan fee as well in that deal that's gone over today. He's having a medical as we speak. So with that in mind, we had to bring in another player in the starting lineup. And I mean, this says a lot about the player's attitude for me and how well he's kept his head down, and how well he's trained, his attitude, how well he's understood the situation. And we actually have a starting position for one Harvey Elliott. Now, how good would it be if he managed to get a goal tonight? And this is the starting lineup. Martinez in goal. Bogard, Lindelof, Mings, and Digne across the back. Hemmings, brilliant for him to get a start as well, alongside Amadou Onana. Please stay fit, Amadou. Then we have Harvey Elliott, Emi Buendia, and Jadon Sancho with Ollie Watkins up front with a bench of Marco Bizot, which I'm a little bit surprised he's not starting. Wright, James Wright, Matty Cash, Ezri Konza, Pau Torres, Ian Matson, Morgan Rogers, Jamal Jimadine Aloba, and Caden Young. And he said Ashley Young there, Caden Young. So look, I'd imagine I'd look for Jimadine Aloba to get some minutes. It'd be nice for Caden Young to get some minutes as well. But I want to know your thoughts on Harvey Elliott, because that's a really good lineup for me. And really good that he's in. Rich filming with a potato. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Is my camera okay? Is everything all right with the camera? It looks all right to me. Bad video quality. It looks all right to me. It might just be a bit blurry. Evening to you. Don't let me know in the comments. Yeah, it's fine. Picture's fine. Yeah, maybe it was just the way that the camera was at the time. Sometimes this camera can go a tiny bit blurry, but yeah, cool. All right, thank you for letting me know. Garcia is injured, Kev. He's injured for 3 weeks with a hamstring injury, which is a bit of a shame, to be fair, because I'm sure he would have started tonight had he been fit, because we could do without him. We could do with resting Cash. Well, actually, sorry, Bogard is, but we could do with resting Onana. That would mean Bogard could go into midfield, and Garcia could have got a game in there, but it is what it is. We have Tammy Abraham in the building. Can't start tonight, but that's an exciting one for the weekend. There we go. Let's just get this set up. Right, there we are. Let's just see some of the comments. Good mix of youth and experience tonight. Thought Bizot will start. Me too. Yeah, the Elliott situation is so messy. Yeah, I mean, with Gesson moving on, does that open up the door maybe for Elliott to come in a little bit more, to get more minutes, to get more games, or does it change the situation? I mean, Emery was quoted the other day as saying that it doesn't affect the situation. So, yeah, it's a bit of a strange one for me with Harvey Elliott, because I think he's a great player myself, and we should be playing him. We should be playing him. Leroy said, "Good evening, fellow villains. Would have preferred to see Onana protected, considering we've qualified already. I hope Elliott has a brilliant game," says Rachel. Yeah. And Elliott, he looked really happy, didn't he, to be back on the pitch? 100%. He looked so happy. Up the Villa, says Craig. It's interesting. Gesson is only an option. If it was an obligation, I could see a world where we use the Gesson money to trigger Elliott. If Uno has seen enough in training to want to do that. Yeah, and I was actually talking in our fans forum the other day, great one it was as well, with the lads, about whether if we can manage to get Champions League secured, could we then use the money that we're obviously going to guarantee to get from qualifying in the Champions League spots to go for Elliott and then play him more? Would that be an option that we could utilize? It's going to be. I just don't know whether Emery is sort of really playing his cards close to his chest to sort of make sure we've got the guaranteed income. Adam says, Onana makes no sense. Wrapping wool and bubble wrap. Yeah, could. Hope he just plays the 45 minutes. I really do. Be nice to see 50 likes before kickoff. It would. We've got nearly 150 in the chat. That would be amazing if we could do that. Yes, good afternoon or good evening, good night to you, Peter. A lot of people saying Gesson will do well at Palace. I mean, I don't know, because there's lots of parts to why he hasn't settled at Villa that I don't see what he's going to do at Crystal Palace, because for me, it's the pace of the Premier League that's not settling with him. That's where it sits for me. He can't get used to the pace of the Premier League. Maybe he's going to get more minutes. Maybe he's going to get more possession in different in his favourite position, more minutes in his favourite position. But that's the thing for me. I just don't know. I don't know. But look, if he plays really well there and he's on loan, they have the option to buy. We have the option, I guess, to bring him back. So we'll see. Players are in the tunnel. As I say before, please no spoilers. And let's just see Red Bull Salzburg can actually qualify for the playoffs. So they have something on this game. I believe they have, is it Melberg's son in their team, but he can't play tonight. That's something that I was sure about. They've got, their team is Schlager in goal, Trummer, Gadu, Schuster, and Kratzig at the back. Kitano, Bidstrup, Diabete, Alabegovic, Kanate, and Baidu. So they're playing, as it stands, on Tottenham, a 4-3-3. Villa playing the 4-2-3-1. George Hemmings getting a start, which is great for him. Obviously, starting alongside Amadou Onana for that experience. And hopefully we can get the game wrapped up or be in a decent position to take Onana off. But he's going to want to play games, isn't he? He's going to want to make sure he keeps himself ticking over. Maybe he's one of those players that needs to keep ticking over. Do I think Watkins will play the full 90 minutes? Because there's a chance that Caden Young comes on up front. It's the only one I can really think of that's going to potentially play up front. Bob Zini, hello from Brisbane. Thank you for joining. Yeah, yeah. Maybe it's the Geordie rubbing off on me, mate. Maybe it is. Bailey, Tammy, and Dougie may all start versus Brentford. Well, they could well do. Bailey looked good the other day, didn't he? Let's have a look at some predictions. 2-0 Villa, says Peter, Buendia and Matson. Let me just go back to the others towards the top of the screen. I think a couple of people. There we are. Philly Barbershop says 3-1 Villa. Another Villa podcast. Gig says Evening Rich 2-1 Villa tonight. And I think Ryu said 3-2 Villa. So everyone very, very confident. 3-1 says Adam. Relearning the game says 7-2. Wow. Is it a repeat of the Liverpool lockdown game? 1-0 and no injuries, says Kevlar. 2-1 says Dantrum. Yeah. Do you know what? We've never really taken the handbrake off, have we, in any of these games? We've always played fairly within ourselves. So I get the impression if we get to 2-0, you know, I don't think it'll be much more than that, to be fair. I'm gonna say a 2-0 Villa win. Buendia will get a goal. I'd love to see Elliott get a goal. Yeah, really look forward to seeing Hemmings. I really like what I've seen of him, even in pre-season. He demands the ball. He's got that physical profile that he's ready. And yeah, I like the way he carries the ball forward as well. And we're looking. I think we can look good. The potential for good movement in that front three behind Watkins, Buendia, Elliott, and Sancho. You know, Sancho was really effective for the first 50 minutes against Newcastle. He was getting close to Watkins, and he was putting a hell of a lot of work in. He ran himself into the ground for, you know, that 55 minutes. So look, we're just getting to do the same. Don't care as long as we win. Leon will draw with Park. Yeah, it'd be great to finish top, wouldn't it? It'd be great to finish top. 2-0 will do it. Absolutely. Absolutely. So just Mings and the Red Bull Salzburg captain just doing the coin flip. And there we go. I think Mings has won it. So I'm pretty sure we'll be kicking towards the whole tent in the second half. 4-1 win, says Big T. Here we go. 2-0 Villa clean sheet, lads. So if you want to stay in line with time with me, I'll tell you when I've kicked off and I'll do the commentary from there. If you're ahead of me, please, no spoilers in the chat. We've got mods in here and they'll be popping warnings in and little timeouts, putting them in. And I will try and stick away from the comments where I can. And then we'll get back into the chat at half time. If you haven't already, smash a like. We've got nearly 200 of you in the chat already, which is absolutely phenomenal. So please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. If you're new to the channel, we're very close to 6,600. I think we're about 3 or 4 away. So we could hit that tonight. Edging close to 7,000 would be amazing. And we are just about to kick off Salzburg to get us underway. And we're off. Back with their keeper. And he goes long. Lindelof underneath it. Gets a little shove from the Salzburg player. Bogard steps in. Now he's driving forward and just takes the foul. And it's a free kick to Villa. Taken quickly by Onana into Watkins, who lays it off nicely to Buendia. Buendia just chops it off to Watkins again. Watkins cuts inside, shoots from the edge of the box. And it's spilled. And it's hit. And it's saved by the keeper from Elliott. He could have scored inside 30 seconds. Clipped in by Luka Dean. And Sancho misses the volley. And Salzburg will look to clear. Bogard press in. Wins the ball back again. Tries to flick it into the box. Salzburg just can't get it clear at the minute. Manages to get it away from the box. But Mings heads it back in. And Elliott is pushed over. And it's a free kick to Aston Villa. And that was almost a dream start for Villa. Watkins with the shot on target. Keeper spills it. And it falls to Harvey Elliott. And it somehow hits the keeper on the back of the leg and doesn't go in, but he's onside. Oh, how unlucky is that? The keeper's diving forward as Elliott goes to put it in the net, and it hits the back of his ankle, back of his heel, in like a scorpion kick fashion. Oh, how'd you look? But it's a corner to Villa, free kick to Villa. Clipped in by Luka Dean, flicked on by Mings, and it's into the keeper's hands. 3 shots already for Villa inside the first 2 minutes. Salzburg will want to get a bit of possession here because they're absolutely shell-shocked at the minute, just playing it across the back. Their centre-back brings it forward, almost overplays it, but manages to squeak it to the midfielder, but Hemming steps in well and wins the ball and actually wins the throw-in for Villa. So Luka Dean's about to take just inside the Salzburg half. Throws back to Mings, who goes back to Emi Martinez. Confident start from Villa. Martinez just taking his time, goes long. Looking for Watkins again, but it's straight through to the keeper. So are Villa going to adopt the long ball, direct ball from Martinez? Harvey Elliott pressing really well, falls to Sancho. Sancho didn't quite, it was in 2 minds there, whether to carry on dribbling or play it to Watkins, but he's managed to get it back to Bogard. Now Lindelof just inside his own half, plays across to Mings. Just a little press there by the striker and goes to Dino. Dino goes all the way back to Martinez. Mings now. Nice ball into Buendia. Buendia out wide to Luka Dean. And he's just edged out by the 2 Salzburg defenders, and it's out for a throw into Villa. Just looking for Hemmings there, but long throw from Luka Dean, looking for Watkins by the corner flag. Watkins holding it up and gets the throw in for Villa. Deep inside Salzburg half. What's the atmosphere like, people, on the TV? Is it good? Looks a decent crowd. Movement from Villa. Goes short to Watkins. Back to Luca Dean. Now clipped into the box, but it's straight into the keeper's hands. No one really in the box, to be fair. Mate, it was crazy the start. Villa again, high press, forcing Salzburg to go direct, but they work it quite well. But Lindelof does brilliantly to win the ball back, and the referee's given a free kick there. Salzburg look to take it quickly, but the referee says no and allow Villa to get back into position. But I'm not sure that was a free kick, to be fair. Back with the Salzburg centre half, cross to the second centre back. Villa now got into shape now and pressing. Watkins, long ball forward, brought down, but Luca Dean steps in and wins the throw-in for Villa. They just can't quite handle the press from the front four at the minute. They're rushing them into long clearances more so than long passes, and then we're picking up the second ball really well. Mings now. Across to Lindelof. To Bogard. Bogard goes all the way back to Emi Martinez. Martinez just waiting. And goes to Lindelof. Lindelof in that right centre-back position. Poor ball by Lindelof, but picked up by Hemmings. And now Buendia can play it into Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott just slightly overhits it to Sancho. But it's the right idea, right pass. And good play by Hemmings to pick up the loose ball. Villa will look to keep the ball inside. Oh, he's pinching a few yards here, the Salzburg fullback. Yeah, plays straight to Bogard. Now Villa looking to spring an attack. Oh, poor ball by Bogard there. Onana wasn't even ready for it. Held up by the centre forward for Salzburg out to the wide man. Just having a little bit of an attack here down the left-hand side. Hits the shot. It's blocked by Onana. Picked up by Bogard. And Sancho can try and keep it. He does well. Inside to Onana, who goes long into Watkins, who can't hold it up, but it's back with the Salzburg goalkeeper. So after the initial 2 minutes, Salzburg just settled slightly more into the game, although they are a little bit lax in possession. And you do feel like Villa step it up, they will create more chances here. Good play by Watkins, closes it down, but the centre-back just manages to get there in front of him. But they're not coping very well when we press. We'll talk about that at half-time, Mesa Verde. We'll definitely talk about that. And fullback comes forward, but overhits it, and it's into Emi Martinez's arms, and he rolls it out to Tyrone Mings. Tyrone Mings into Emi Buendia. Buendia back to Onana. Onana just holds it, gets control of it, plays it out to Bogard. And Bogard will go back to Lindelof. Lindelof just telling him to hurry it up a little bit. Mings to Dean. Dean inside to Hemmings. Just gets pushed off the ball there by the midfielder who's running forward. Hemmings trying to get back with him. And it's just a little reverse pass, but there's too much on it. And it's safely into Martinez's hands. That's just where the young players just have to protect the ball a little bit. Martinez just walking the ball forward, and then he goes out to Lindelof. And back to Martinez. You can see they're going to target if Hemmings gets the ball. But they can play the trap there. Now Mings can drive forward with it inside to Buendia, but just caught on his heels a little bit. And now the Salzburg player can drive forward with it, but it's snaffled up by Onana and Lindelof. Lovely little flick by Digne, but again, sloppy from Villa here. Onana, though, steps in. Now he's striding forward. Plays to Harvey Elliott. Elliott's got Sancho ahead of him. Now he plays it to feet. Good pass. Goes on the overlap. Sancho just attacking the fullback. Elliott carries on, but it's again slightly overhit. And it's a goal kick. Be interested to see how much Elliott can last for, because he hasn't had a game for so long. Yeah. Bit wasteful there. Elliott closing down well, forces them to play long. Lindelof heads it down, but it's straight to the feet of Salzburg midfielder. Onto their forward player who plays a long pass. Brilliant defending by Taro Mings there. Absolutely brilliant. Brought down. He made that look so easy because that was a difficult pass to bring down. Just need to get hold of the ball a bit more in midfield, I feel. And Bogart's just a little bit lax at right back positionally. Yeah, just caught sort of half and half here at the moment, Bogart. Doesn't look comfortable. Sancho trying to get stopping the cross. Salzburg just playing with the ball just on the edge of the box. Ball into the box now to the back post. Headed down. It's just bouncing around in the box here. Hit shot blocked by Onana. Villa claiming handball. Luca Dean will pick it up though. And plays the pass to Watkins, who finds Hemmings. Hemmings is under pressure here. And it's a goal kick. Over 200 of you in the chat. Thank you so much for watching. Please do smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. Help us continue on the road to 7,000 subscribers. Quite tricky playing going forward, so it's never a handball. Mings just turning away, plays a lovely little pass into Buendia, who plays it out wide to Luca Dean. Now Buendia gets it back. He's got lots of space to run with the ball. Goes over halfway. Just a little block pass, but it's full to Onana to Elliott, who plays it out wide to Sancho. Sancho cuts inside. Back to Elliott now. Just being, again, a bit lax with our passing here. Free kick to Salzburg. Just need to be better with the ball. It's got to be understandable that Elliott's a bit rusty. It's more a couple of the other players. Sancho, Buendia, and Bogart. Just a little bit too lax with the ball on a couple of occasions. Celtic currently 2-0 up. I must say it can be slightly difficult to really get yourself up for this game when you know you've qualified. And Rangers beating Porto. Long kick out from the goalkeeper. Headed down by Sancho to Hemmings. Got a little bit of space. Plays a nice little ball out to Luca Dean. I want to see him get the ball on the half turn and run forward. They haven't given him much time and space yet, but we're only 14 minutes into the game. Lindelof out to Bogart. Bogart finds Sancho. Back to Bogart again. And now Lindelof. Make the pitch big. That's where we'll create the spaces. Onana now has the ball. To Bogard just over the halfway line. Back to Onana. Plays it into Sancho. Little inside pass into Harvey Elliott. Gets it back. Now coming across the pitch. Finds Tyrone Mings. Tyrone Mings drives forward with the ball. Goes out wide to Luca Dean. Luca Dean plays it to Hemmings now. He's got a little bit of space to operate. Plays to Sancho. Now Villa getting some nice possession. Bogard now. Back to Lindelof. Finds Mings. Inside to Hemmings. A little bit of a heavy touch, but he tackles it, but it's out of play. But that was nice for him trying to start something. Just needs to be careful with his touch there. Villa win it back. Now the ball's with Buendia, but he loses out. But Dini does well. Bounces up the line. Watkins putting pressure on, but it goes back to the Salzburg keeper, who goes long. Villa claiming offside. And yes, linesman gives offside. So free kick to Villa just inside their own half. Yeah, they do look like they do a little bit. It's obviously the start would have been perfect if they'd have got a goal, but now the game's settled a little bit. They've just got to get used to where each other are playing and what movements they're making. Bogard back to Lindelof. And he finds Martinez to go and retrieve the ball. And he goes back to Lindelof. To Bogard out wide on the right. Nice ball up the line to Sancho, but he's pressed well. And Salzburg win the ball back. It's not particularly played at a fast pace, this game. Offside. And again, free kick to Villa. Beidou offside. Mings back to Martinez. The way that Salzburg have set up now is quite effective because Bogard's getting the ball, and then really the only pass that he can make is into Sancho's feet, and then they're pressing Sancho and winning the ball back. If Sancho can make a run in behind, or if Watkins can make a run in the channel, then we might get a bit more joy. Mings now went to play along, but just dummied the forward. Actually dummied George Hemmings because he fell over. Plays to Lindelof. Lindelof they're just trying to suck Salzburg in for a challenge and then try and spring an attack. Luca Dean plays inside to Hemmings, who's got the wrong side of the defender. Now he's striding away. But again, just a heavy touch, but he wins the free kick because he's been pulled back. But that was better. It's having a word with the Salzburg midfielder here, I think. Yeah, I think he pulled him back and then took a little swipe at him. So free kick to Villa just inside their own half. Nottingham Forest are winning 1-0 as well. Balls with Lindelof onto Bogard. Bogard just steps inside, does really well. Now he's driving forward with the ball. Plays to Elliott in a bit of space. Elliott just holding it up, plays to Sancho, gets it back. Then goes back inside to Onana. Oh, Sancho just made the run there, but finds Harvey Elliott, tries to skip inside, but just loses out. And Salzburg can bring it clear, but it's a bit of a poor ball. And the fullback, the right back, has it. Plays a nice ball inside into midfield, and Hemmings steps across. And the referee's given a free kick. It's gone through a bit of a scrappy period right now. What's up, Paz? It's been a bit scrappy the last 10-15 minutes. Villa should have scored inside 30 seconds. Watkins had the shot, spilled by the goalkeeper, and Harvey Elliott on the rebound. Very unlucky. It was going in. The keeper dived forward and just clipped his heels as it was going in the net. And then Tyrone Mings had a header. But apart from that, there's not really been anything to write home about in this game. Bit sloppy in possession, as we are now. Onana just losing out. Striker comes forward. It's jinking all over, but Villa managed to clear it. Hits the shot. Brilliant save from from Martinez. And again, great double save from Martinez. Villa really do need to wake up. It was Diabate with 2 excellent strikes, and now Onana is down. I think he just took a knock to the face, to be honest. When they get running with the ball, Salzburg, they're quite effective. But yeah, good shot from Diabate, but I think the midfielder would have been given offside. Would have had to have been given offside. Potential handball there. Not handball, and Hemmings hit him in the face. Great save. He's given a corner. He hasn't given offside, so it's a corner for Salzburg here. It's a bit of life in the game now. Villa know they're in a game, and straight into Martinez's arms. Looking to release it quickly, but decides against it. And rolls it out to Luca Dean. Back to Tyrone Mings. Celtic now 3-0 up against Utrecht. Victor Lindelof coming forward. Villa could do with a bit of attacking impetus here. Lamar Bogard on the right-hand side, bringing the ball forward now with a bit of pace. But again, that's a poor pass. Absolute rubbish pass. Now Salzburg can break, but Mings does really well to ease the striker out of the way and then plays it to Luca Dean. Hemmings now plays back to Luca Dean. Watkins moves out to the left-hand side, but it's overhit. Oh, some of these passes are terrible. Very sloppy. I know there's been lots of changes to the team, obviously, different opposition, but so many poor passes today. You just think, just play the ball quickly, simply, just keep the ball moving. But they just can't get any rhythm. Given away by Salzburg. Hemmings to Onana. Onana coming forward with it. Clips the ball over the top. But again, it's easy for the defender. And they can just play the ball clear. Nottingham Forest 2-0 up now. Buendia does well to win it back. See, if we can press quickly, we'll win it. Switches the play out to Lamar Bogard. Bogard there, just again, looks a bit unorthodox, but finds Onana. Onana, lovely ball through to Watkins, but he can't bring it into stride. And Watkins looked like he's hurt himself here. It's not looking good. I think Watkins could be coming off soon with a hamstring. Great win by Onana. Now Sancho running at pace. Come on, Sancho. Chops back. Faces up the defender. Elliott moves down the right-hand side overlap. Plays it back to Bogard. Just outside the penalty box. But Villa go back to Lindelof. Salzburg got back in well. Lindelof now. Finds Mings. Mings out wide to Luca Dean. He's got Buendia in the game. There we go. Buendia found by Luca Dean. Inside to Sancho. Now Watkins. Lovely little turn. Oh, just gets edged out by the defender. And Salzburg can bring it clear. Oh, brilliant play by Onana. Finds Buendia. Back to Onana. Out wide to Luca Dean. Come on, let's get some players in the box here. Oh, poor cross. Lindelof steps in, finds Elliott. Elliott to Sancho. We need more in the box here. They've got 6 players in the box. We've got 2. Elliott. Bogard, Onana, Lindelof. They get filtering back very quickly. Onana on the turn. Now he can go forward. Finds Buendia. Can we have a shot from edge of the box? Digne, low cross. Oh, everyone had run into the box. Everyone had run in. The ball was behind them. Mings gives it away. Trying to win it back. Does well. Throw into Villa. Villa stepped it up a little bit now. It was a good cutback, but we didn't have any. I think it was kind of it was just behind the players that had already ran in, and then not far back enough for the players for the cutback. Sancho back to Bogard, but that was better from Villa. Got to move them around. Lindelof out wide to Mings. Mings long ball, but it's picked up by the centre back. But again, just cleared anywhere, and Elliott picks it up, plays to Onana into Watkins. Lovely ball out wide to Sancho. Sancho's got Elliott running into the box now. Elliott with the first time crossing, it's a corner to Villa. That's much better. Into the 26th minute. Aston Villa 0. Red Bull Salzburg 0. The last 3 or 4 minutes have been much better from Villa after that double save from Martinez. I think Villa have woken up a little bit. So we've got a corner now. Mings is in there. Onana's in there. Digne and Sancho's there for the short corner. Goes short to Sancho. Clipped in. Oh, that's so bad. What was that? I think he was expecting Buendia to be there. He played it straight to the Salzburg defender, who I think was a bit surprised and ended up hitting it straight to Bogard. Ball was back with Martinez, played to Sancho. Sancho with a low cross, just blocked. Little chip clearance by Salzburg, and the player can run it clear. Can Villa win it back? Little ball down the line, still onside. Coming into the box, cuts inside again. Good defending from. Oh, what was the point in that? You've literally been watching it for 30 seconds. Why would you let the play continue when you know he's offside? Absolutely bizarre. He's had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then it's fell to somebody else. Villa have managed to clear it, and then he puts his flag up. But absolutely bizarre. So coming up to half an hour gone. Free kick to Villa. Lamar Bogard to take. Clips it out to Tyrone Mings. A nice pass. Mings got lots of space to come forward with the ball now. Elliott's calling for it in the centre. Digne goes up the line. Mings just holding on to it. And finds George Hemmings when he probably should have passed it to him about 3 seconds ago. And this is always the problem when young players are on the pitch. You have to use them. If they lose the ball, they lose the ball. Bogard. Oh, that's a poor pass. And he's lost his tackle there. He's got to come off at half time. He's been awful. He's been terrible, Lamar Bogard. Absolutely awful. He's not a right back, is he? I think I'd rather have Lindelof at right back and put Konsa on. Obviously, if he's not going to play Cash. Terrible. Corner to Salzburg, headed away by Watkins, picked up by Elliott on the left-hand side, and finds Mings. Mings to Martinez, now to Hemmings, got a bit of space to carry the ball forward. Nice little ball into Buendia, and that's poor by Buendia, but he's got away with it. Elliott has got Dini outside him. Finds Buendia, little cut back to Hemmings. Hemmings driving into the edge of the box. Keeps the ball, finds Sancho. Now Bogard. Bogard back to Lindelof. Now Mings. Mings to Luca Dean. Now back to Mings again. Inside to Elliott. Back to Mings. Could do with being a bit quicker, but it's not bad, the movement with pulling their players out of position. Just need to get the right pass, which we haven't done very well lately. And that's, again, another terrible pass from Lamar Bogard. It's a free kick to Salzburg. He just doesn't quite know what to do with it. Switch of play from the Salzburg midfielder to the right winger. Plays the pass, but they're offside, and it's a free kick. And this game is very, very low quality game at the minute. Such a poor game. And there's Future King. Not looking too impressed. Luca Dean on the ball, inside to Buendia, who loses out again, but wins it back brilliantly. Finds Watkins out on the left-hand side. Watkins got Luca Dean just overlapping him, but finds Buendia. Back to Watkins, now to Hemmings. Hemmings, nice little turn on the ball, but does he lose out? Yes, he does. Again, not quick enough. We're not quick enough to pass it. Why are we so slow to pass the ball? We're taking too many touches. Got to be quicker. Way too many touches. Salzburg with the ball just on the halfway line, but a long ball over the top, but he's going to be offside, but it's snaffled by Martinez. Thrown out to Luca Dean. Back to Mings. Oh, Mings. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. That was absolutely embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Tyrone Mings trips over the ball or slips as he's trying to turn inside the defender, and just the ball just squirts away from his foot, just gets his pocket picked, and then it's laid onto the striker who just taps it in. And Lindelof tries to clear it, but hits into the net. I think that'll go down as an own goal. That's absolutely embarrassing. And it's 1-0 to Salzburg. And whoever was in the chat saying it's got a 1-0 scrappy goal written all over it was absolutely right. That is an embarrassment. It's an own goal by Victor Lindelof there. Yeah, you did. I mean, you got the striker who had could put the ball into an empty net has got to be looking at himself thinking, what the hell? He nearly missed. Villa have been so sloppy, though. Since that first 5 minutes was good, then we had a tiny little spell after the double save from Martinez. But apart from that, been so bad in possession. And yes, we've got different players in the team, but it's not an excuse for terrible passes. I mean, Mings nearly loses it again. Right, Buendia trying to carry it through and gets the free kick. Just a little bit of movement here and a bit more crisp passing will do. Yeah, Watkins has got to go off. He's injured his hamstring. Yellow card for Trummer. Watkins off. Rogers on. So that looks like Tammy Abraham will be starting on Sunday. You could see him pulling up with the hamstring. Just there when he tried to stretch for it. I'm not sure if it's a full. Just maybe a bit of a tweak. Elliott on the ball. Plays it back to Lindelof. Back into Elliott. To Lindelof. Hemmings. Oh, it's crowded out again. Now Salzburg driving forward. Cuts inside, hits the shot, and it's straight at Martinez. He's got to move the ball quicker there. Getting bullied in this midfield. Yeah, you're right. He's having too many touches. He needs to shift the ball quicker. That's better. Buendia's getting pushed off the ball though. How are we getting pushed off the ball so easily? Just trying to press here a little bit. Long kick out from the goalkeeper. Lindelof gets up. And Mings is turned easy here by the striker. And he's still going. He's still going. Bogard does well to get back to him. And Martinez can grab the ball at his feet. But is it Baidu? He's causing us some real problems here. Real problems. Mings to Onana. Come on, Villa, wake up. Out to Elliott on the right-hand side. Back to Bogard into Onana. Oh, and that's to nobody from Onana here. What is going on? Chested down by Mings, but again, it's given away. Bogard picks it up, plays to Lindelof, just constantly giving the ball away. Luca Dean clips it over the top, looking for Rogers. Rogers heads it forward, but the defender gets in ahead of him and plays it back to the goalkeeper. And Salzburg looking to play it across the back and bring it clear. But Bogard picks it up. Does he win it back? He does. Does well that time. Plays to Lindelof. Lindelof back to Bogard. He looks so uncoordinated at right back. Bogard, they're putting him under. I mean, it's not as if it's too much pressure. He just looks so panicked. Again, Martinez goes long, headed up in the air by the Salzburg defender, one in the air by the midfielder, but the striker's offside. Villa just second to every ball here. Got to wake up. Yeah, they are flooding him, but it's not. It's like when he's receiving the ball and he could just pass it, and he's taking 3 or 4 touches to pass it. Tipped over by Onana, looking for Rogers. Rogers gets a little shove in the back. Puts it back, but the referee doesn't give anything, and Salzburg managed to clear. Centre-back's very physical. Ball's back with the Salzburg keeper there. Ball up the line, but Luca Dean picks it up, plays it to Mings. Coming to the last 5 minutes of this first half. So Aston Villa 0, Salzburg 1. Very sloppy first half from Villa. And some of the players not covered themselves in glory at all. Lindelof own goal after a terrible mistake by Tyrone Mings. Now Harvey Elliott with the ball. Tries to find George Hemmings, who does well now. Now he can drive forward with the ball. Plays it out left to Luca Dean. Just doesn't quite get enough on the pass. Again, does well initially. Onana somehow misses the ball. And now Salzburg driving forward. Ball with the left winger. Facing up Boga. Cuts inside and just hits the shot high and wide. Again, Villa getting themselves into some brilliant positions. And just messing up with the final pass. I think it might have gone in. Oh no, maybe it was going wide. Yeah, it's just terrible. Guys, nearly 250 of you in the chat. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. I want to have a likes check. We must be over 100 likes. So please, can we hit 150? That's the target, 150 likes. I don't know what the tactics are, mate. There aren't any tactics at the minute. Ball's out to the left to Luca Dean. Hemmings loses out. He's not had a good half, has he, the young lad? He's not had a good half. Been a very frustrating one for him. Big learning curve. They've just stepped in on him, and he's taken too long to move the ball into the spaces that he needs to. Oh, Elliott nearly won it there. Buendia nearly won it there. Oh, Salzburg get the goal kick. I don't know. I don't know if he'll make changes at half time though, because he's had to take Watkins off. I think he'll keep it the same at half time, unless it's more likely that Onana comes off than Hemmings. You've got to expect Salzburg to tire a little bit as well. They have put a lot into this first half. Goal kick by the keeper. Again, Villa letting it bounce. Win it back. Onana to Bogard. Drops it inside to Lindelof, who goes back to Martinez. 3 minutes of this first half to go. Mings now bringing the ball forward. Finds Hemmings. Hemmings finds Onana. Onana coming forward. Finds Elliott now. And up the line to Sancho. Hasn't really got much support though. And he's faced by 2 Salzburg players, and it's for a goal kick. And since that opening 5 minutes, I don't think we've had a shot, have we? It's been really poor. Really poor. Yeah, be left as it is. I mean, you've got to give him cut him a bit of slack, Dan. He hasn't played for about 6 months, 4 months maybe. Free kick to Villa. Onana gets pushed in the back. It would be nice to end without a defeat. I mean, it wouldn't be good to end on a defeat, would it? Buendia tries to get in behind, but it's too long from Mings, and it's out for a goal kick. Just look a bit of a mess. Really do. Who's on the bench here? So Rogers is on. Matson maybe on the left-hand side. He's likely to bring Gimo Aloba on, isn't he? Maybe Caden Young for Sancho. Again, it's a lot of young players on the pitch. Oh, Luca Dean there. Villa just managed to scramble it away. Under hit back pass by Luca Dean, and the striker tries to get on the end of it, but Lindelof and Martinez do well to just about get the ball clear. Striker's down. They're claiming a penalty here, I think. In the meantime, Villa trying to press. Buendia putting pressure on. The defender does well, though. Plays to the defensive midfielder. And, yeah, fairly comfortable for Salzburg, but they knock the ball out because they've got a player down. They're claiming a penalty here. Poor pass by Luca Dean. Nah, it's never a penalty. Nothing in that. He does get a touch. He gets a shot away. It's a good save by Martinez. I mean, 3 saves by Emi Martinez. Is it Canate? Just 1 minute injury time. Oh, no, it's not. Yeah, it's been a really scrappy first half from Villa, really sloppy. After what looked like it was going to be a dream start for Villa, it was going to be a dream comeback game for Harvey Elliott. But after that, after 5 minutes, just the sloppy passing started, the taking too long in midfield, and just not taking care with the ball. That just sort of spread throughout the team, and we've not got going at all in this first half. Too many poor passes, not enough movement, and like I say, I do. Granted, there's a bigger game coming up on Sunday. There's much bigger games in the Europa League to come. We've already secured knockout football. You know, yes, there's a top 2 to finish in, but ultimately, we've got lots of injuries. So there are a lot of mitigating circumstances, but you still got to be able to pass the ball. Look at that. Just poor from Buendia there, just giving it away. Now, and again, just about to snaffle them out with the tackle, and that's half time. Aston Villa 0, Salzburg 1. Own goal from Victor Lindelof after a terrible mistake by Tyrone Mings. Get your comments in. Let's chat. Let's chat at half time. I do want to talk about the Unai Emery Real Madrid issue. Porto were 1-0 down and 3-1 up. We need a bit of that. We absolutely do. Yeah, Bogard has looked absolutely shocking at half time. At this first half, absolutely terrible. I mean, and there's been a couple of games where he's looked all right at right back, but he has not looked comfortable at all tonight. If there was a substitute or substitution or substitutes to be made at half time, it would be Bogard. And unfortunately, George Hemmings has struggled in that midfield. They've targeted him, but they've not targeted him madly. He's just been really slow and sloppy on the ball. Really sloppy on the ball. But that's not just been him, I might add. Mings' terrible mistake. Bogard's been terrible. Buendia at times been awful on the ball. Sancho, Elliott, we can cut him a bit of slack. But there's just been some really, really bad passing, poor decision-making, and no shots. No shots at all. But I don't think there'll be any substitutions made at half-time. Watkins has had to go off with a bit of a tight hamstring. I think that's hopefully more of a precaution. But we know we've got reinforcements to come on Sunday. Tammy Abraham, Douglas Luiz. But it has been a terrible, terrible half. If we look at the bench, really, we've got Cash. I would definitely be bringing him on at right back. We potentially got Matson who can come on in more of an advanced position. Rogers is already on, and then you've got Jimo Loba and Caden Young, who I'd imagine will get utilised. We can't afford to be getting Onana injured. Sancho and Elliott don't gel together. Yes. That's a team of strangers, 100%. 100%. We definitely can't catch on at right back. I do agree. Or do you take Hemmings off, put Bogard back into central midfield, and put Cash at right back? That might be the thing, as David said there. Bogard back into the central midfield position, Cash at right back, Hemmings off. Yeah, that could be the choice. Yeah, we'll step it. I just hope we step it up in the second half. They can't get any worse anyway. They cannot get any worse. Bring Matson on, says Nick. We need his threat on the left. Absolutely. Let's bring back the watch along tradition. Pop in the chat where you're watching from, and we'll give you a shout out. Make sure you hit the like button as well. Hit the subscribe button. We've got 300 of you in the chat joining us for half time. So please smash a like, subscribe. I hope we're over 6,600 now. Be amazing to get close to 7,000 subscribers. So please do like and subscribe and get in the chat where you're watching from. Let's see where across the world are we watching. There we are. I've got Houston, Texas. Amazing stuff. We've got British Mick in Dudley, Lloyd's in Jamaica, Amy's in Florida, Sea Juice is in New Jersey, Junior's in Dubai, and it's late. I bet it is, mate. I bet it is. Lionel, New Brunswick, Canada, South Carolina, Ohio, and Niagara Falls, Ontario, Phoenix. Where else have we got? Nick Hoping in Sweden, Switzerland, New Zealand. Good old Aston. Good man. And another one, Aston, right next to Villa Park. Well, I bet you haven't heard very much cheering going on, mate. Reykjavik in Iceland. Nottingham. Yes, Michael, good old Western Supermare. That's what Villa are having at the minute. Isla White says Rich. Quinton, Nottingham, Cardiff. Yes, Paul. Good to have you in the chat, mate. Dristos, good old Dristos in Athens. Yeah, yes. The accidental Rene Agita. Absolutely. Very soggy Glastonbury. And unfortunately, there's no music festival right now, mate. Andy's in Australia, Indonesia. It's 4 a.m. Bloody hell. It's an early start for you, mate. Another one from Jamaica. Boeta says Bogard needs to go into DM. Yeah, I think that if anything's to be done, that'll be the move. Great bongos from the Congo, and he drinks some bongo. London says Chris. Villa Boy says Worcester. Bradford says Jimmy. Haydock near Liverpool. Yes, I went to the races a good few years ago now. It was good fun there. Ayad says Philadelphia. So quite a few of you in America. Peterborough, Iceland. A couple of people from Iceland. That's brilliant. I'm in a confused state. Yeah, mate, me too. Wolverhampton. Carlisle says Kev. Mexico. Solihull, Worcester, Nepal, Kings Winford, Holland, Liverpool, and Maidstone. So look, we're all over watching the Villa Park podcast. It's amazing. It's amazing how many people watch, and I really do appreciate it. Really do appreciate it. So I do want to chat about these rumours about Real Madrid after Unai Emery. And first of all, I have to say I'm not too surprised about the rumours. I mean, you look at the job that he's doing, you look at what he's created at Aston Villa, you look at what we can potentially achieve this season, and you look at the stock that he's managed to accumulate. There's no surprise that big clubs are interested in him. Now, a couple of seasons ago, it was Bayern Munich, wasn't it? And they were the team that were potentially sounding him out. So it does not surprise me one bit that Real Madrid are interested. Now, this one is probably a little bit more of a, I guess, a slight concern in terms of us losing him than maybe a Bayern Munich or a different English club like a Manchester United, because it's Real Madrid, isn't it? And that always carries a weight. And we can talk about he won't have the control. We can talk about it's chaotic there. We can talk about the time that it gives managers, but it's Real Madrid. So I would be concerned. I mean, I think we'd have to sort of do something special this season. You know, finish very high up in the league, win a Europa League. I mean, on this evidence, doesn't look like we're going to do much in that in a minute. But I think we'd have to put a trophy on the table and finish very high up in the league. It would go. That would then, I think, lead to some serious conversations. And then, you know, he wouldn't have the PSR constraints. He would be able to sign whoever he wants. Now, the things in Villa's favour is we look at the type of signings that he goes for. We look at the time that he takes with players and the characters that he likes. Now, would he want the characters that he would have at Real Madrid? You know, the situation at Paris Saint-Germain, that might still sit with him, and might not sit right with him. So that is one area that is in our favour in terms of, well, what the characters, the people in the dressing room, whether they would listen. You know, Xabi Alonso has gone there, tried to implement a certain playing style, tried to demand more from the players, and they haven't taken to it, and they haven't wanted to do the work. So that is the thing that is in Unai's favour, or in our favour in terms of Unai going to a club like Real Madrid. So I do think they would be considered, though. I really do. I really do think it would be considered. Let's just see what some of the chat is saying. We are dead. If Emery goes now, in the summer we have time to sort it. Rice has slopped to Madrid. People saying Klopp maybe as well. If they can't get Klopp, they'll go for Unai. Wouldn't a Basque Emery going to Madrid be like Jack going to the noses? And I think someone said they've had quite a few Basque managers. Kerry said if Unai leaves, I would immediately hire Dean Smith until we find the next candidate. There's an earthquake when Unai leaves. Do you know what? I don't want to talk it into existence, but it's probably not a bad shout. Michael Miga says he couldn't cope with the big egos. Tom says Emery will stick with the Villa. Alonso is Basque. Paul says Emery knows he's building something huge. Real Madrid could be like Arsenal, basically ruin his credibility as a so-called top manager. Emery would have to win things at Madrid straight away. That's one thing, yes, definitely. Read the book, though. Emery is here to stay. Great Bongo, no way will Emery hand over his team before winning something. He spent 3 years building the squad, so why would he hand it over to someone else? Very good point. Emery and big egos don't work. Yeah, they've had lots of Basque managers. It's a myth they don't go to Madrid. Good point, Rich. Real Madrid has there's too many ego players, and if they don't listen to Unai, they'll get him sacked just like Alonso. Yeah, totally agree. It'd be typical Villa, to be fair. How about Martin O'Neill if he leaves? Nah, don't get Martin O'Neill back in. Madrid wouldn't give him full autonomy. That's one thing. Yes, that's another thing potentially as well. They wouldn't. Good evening to you, Rich. And he won't go anywhere. So yeah, I mean, it's just an interesting one, and you got to take it as a compliment as well. Look at the job he's doing with us, and what he's brought to the club. But I do agree with some of those points. I think he'd be a fool not to talk and not to consider it. But I do think the pros of staying at Villa potentially outweigh the cons. But at the end of the day, if they offer him a ridiculous sum of money and tell him that he's going to have control and do this and do that, then, it's back in Spain, been away from home for a long time. Do these things take into account as well? So, yeah, hard for anyone to turn down Madrid. It really is. It really is. And we can't. I just don't think we can be foolish enough. And I know there's people on social media saying, "Oh, there's no way he leaves," and I just don't think we can be foolish enough to think that. Like we've got to, we've got to take that into consideration. We really do. We really do. Yeah, you just don't turn down Real Madrid, and that's the bottom line. Paz, it's not a problem, mate. You jump off. Mate. I don't blame you. But you never know. This second half, we might turn it around. Richie's here to stay. Good. I like that. I do. I hope he is. Palace manager's decent. But I wish Unai, Unai will stay. I do think he will stay, but it's just if they make a big move for him, that's the thing. That's the thing. I think if he leaves, it would be because this PSR rubbish, especially if you don't win anything this season. Yeah, I mean it'd be interesting. We make the Champions League this season, let's say, when we win the Europa League, hopefully. How much does that ease our financial stress? Or is it like the season after if we continue to be in Europe? That's where I'm kind of interested to know. I know obviously it's going to really help us, but how much will it ease us, or will we still potentially have to make a sale this summer or something like that? I mean, I'd be interested to know your thoughts in the comments on that. Like, I know in terms of prize money from Europa League to Champions League, there's a huge difference. I think, you win the Europa League, you're making something like 50 million, where we made it 60, 78, almost 80 million by just getting to the quarterfinals. Yeah, that's the thing. We need consecutive Champions League. And I know 2 seasons out of 3 we've won with the Europa League isn't bad, but I don't think we'll be splashing the cash in the summer, even if we do make the Europa League, the Champions League. We'll still need to make a sale. Yeah, I mean, so it'll be interesting to see who that is. Emi Martinez probably looks like the most likely. Subs out warming up. So actually, let's just take a look at the current scores. So Aston Villa 0, Salzburg 1, Basel 0, Victoria Pilsen 1, Celtic 3, Utrecht 1, FC Star Bucharest 0, Fenerbahce 1, Michelin 0, Zagreb 0, Porto 3, Rangers 1, Red Star 0, Celta Vigo 0, Genk 1, Malmo 1, Go Ahead Eagles 0, Braga 0, Lille 0, Freiburg 0, Ludogorets 1, Nice 1 0, Lyon 1, PAOK 1, Maccabi 0, Bologna 1, Forest 2, Ferencváros 0, Panathinaikos 0, Roma 0, Betis 2, Feyenoord 0, Sturm Graz 0, Brann 0, and Stuttgart 2, Young Boys 1. Let's take a look at the table. As it stands, Villa are in 3rd position in the table. Same points as Freiburg, but with an inferior goal difference. Freiburg currently 0-0. So a point as it stands. So if we get a goal back, we will be back into 2nd position as it stands. And it's Matty Cash is going to come on. So it does look like Hemmings potentially off, with, I would say, Bogard back into that midfield position, because he has not looked comfortable at right back. And Hemmings, unfortunately, will learn a lot from that, but didn't have a great first half. I will try and do that. And get the table on the side, Rachel. Try and do a lot with the watch along backgrounds. So Cash is on for Hemmings. It can't get any worse, Marzi. Just a reminder, over 300 of you in the chat. Please no spoilers if you are ahead of me. If you want to sync I'll tell you when I've kicked off on my screen, and then we can be synced up. Harvey Elliott to kick off for Villa, kicking towards the Holt end. Can Villa wake up and get back into this game? And we're off. And the ball is with Victor Lindelof. And Martinez has it. And he's just edging the ball forward. And Kanate has had to go off. Yeo is on. And it's already looking lively. Villa giving the ball away straight away, but winning it back. Martinez plays to Luka Dean, who goes to Mings. Mings again just holding on to the ball, but finds Martinez to Onana, back to Mings. He just seems reluctant to go long with the ball. Plays a ball back to Martinez, who goes out to Lindelof. Into Harvey Elliott, back to Bogard, who clips it out to Cash. Cash manages to keep it in play well. Now it goes back to Lindelof, and Villa just settling it down now after a bit of pressure by Salzburg, and Martinez has it. Now he goes long, looking for Morgan Rogers, but headed it away by the Salzburg defender, picked up by Digne to Buendia to Elliott, but he's too slow on the ball there, and it's blocked. Villa trying to win it back in midfield, but Salzburg do well. And the ball's back with the centre-back. I do feel a little bit for Elliott because he is really trying to make things happen. And it's going to be really difficult for him. He's going to be so rusty. I mean, yes, maybe he's played behind closed doors friendly. Rogers tries to get him behind, but the defender does well to get back. And a clearance headed down by Mings. Cash just gets his foot in, and Bogard's judged to have fouled, but I don't think that was a free kick, was it? 1-0 Michelin now. Villa are in 4th position as it stands. Mings just cleaning up at the back, goes back to Martinez. So Villa need to win this game to get into the top 2. Bringing it forward now on the right-hand side. Cross comes in. No one's getting a foot in. Cuts it back, and it's clipped in the net. Oh, my word. This player's just come on, and he's just done a Cruyff finish into the goal in between Martinez's legs. And it's 2-0 to Salzburg. Oh, my word. And this is a bit of an embarrassment tonight for Villa. So poor. Had so many chances to clear it. Nobody tackling. And then let the cross come in, and let the Lindelof lets the striker get it in front of him, get across him. It's a great finish. It's a great finish. Flicks it behind his leg, little Cruyff finish, but so sloppy. Like, why is no one putting a tackle in? This is just terrible. And they're coming forward again here down the right-hand side. Cross comes in. Mings clears. Buendia now. Just clear it. Fine. Onana again manages to get a goal kick. Some of these Villa players just can't be asked. There's no movement. Bogard trying to drive forward, finds Elliott. Elliott clips it. into Sancho now on the right-hand side. Sancho holds it up, plays it inside to Cash, but it's held by the goalkeeper. Yeah, lack of cohesion. No one against wants to get injured. I mean, so I say I find it difficult to not understand that, but it's just the passing for me. It's this, like, just taking way too long on the ball. Like, look, why isn't Martinez just giving it to Bogart there? He could have gave it to him 3 seconds ago. Elliott to Sancho. Elliott again. Finds Mings coming forward. Again now, Onana. I think Onana wants to come off, you know. Luka Dean plays it onto Rodgers now. Rodgers loses out to the defender. Again, just poor. Headed down by Lindelof to Onana to Mings. Mings slowing it down to Buendia. Buendia, little reverse pass to Rodgers, played out to Luka Dean. But no one through the middle here. Buendia. Mings to Lindelof. This is so bad. Digne clips it over, trying looking for Rodgers, but it's headed away. And now Salzburg can bring it forward. Bogart trying to win it back. Good turn by the Salzburg midfielder, and now he's driving forward with it, and it's a free kick against Harvey Elliott. Villa are now third. 2-0 down and third. Can't be right, can it? Or Freiburg losing. Ball back with Martinez. Cash in trouble there. Manages to get the throw in. So it hasn't flashed up their third at the minute. It's a good finish. Yeah, there's no need to melt down. It's just you want a better performance. You want better passing. Mings plays a nice ball into Elliott now. Elliott out to Cash. Cash just holds it up and plays to Lindelof. I just want to see us have a shot. We haven't had a shot since the first 30 seconds. Bogart. Sancho. To Cash. So back to Sancho. Elliott now. Nice ball to Rodgers. Rodgers into Buendia. Oh, defender does well to ease him out. It was better play from Villa, better passing. He just couldn't get his foot round it to get a really good connection on it, and he was falling backwards as he took the shot. Oof, Sancho nearly picked it up there. Mings wins the ball back. Cash back to Lindelof. Villa stepping up a little bit, but it's not asking much. And a 2-0 down. What the hell is going on, mate? I know we're 2-0 down. Mings. Onana. Mings. There's no movement ahead of him. Plays a long ball out wide to Sancho. Well brought down. Plays it back to Elliott. Elliott to Bogart. Out to Cash. Salzburg, they're well organised. Sancho trying to put a bit of pace into it. Finds Elliott. Throws across to Luca Dean. Back to Buendia, but it's hit over the bar. Slightly better from Villa, but again, it was still not quite on the same wavelength. Elliott was onside. I mean, I don't know if he meant that. And then the cross from Cash was meant to be, I think, for Buendia. I mean, to be fair, Salzburg can just sit in now and play us on the break. They've got quick forwards. Emery might as well make some subs. Mings has been awful tonight. His control is so poor. Lindelof to Cash. Loses out. Gets the throw in. Ball forward. Mings to Luca Dean on the halfway line. Dean goes back to Mings. There's not enough movement in midfield. Buendia gets the ball on the half turn. Finds Elliott. Elliott now, a bit of space. Clips it over to Sancho. Sancho now in a good position. Skips past the defender. Oh, goes to cut it back, but again, it's blocked and cleared. Cash can pick it up, though. Finds Sancho again. Sancho to Bogard. Bogard almost loses out, but manages to get it back to Lindelof. Now to Sancho. Cash, Sancho. Elliott with a nice little run down the right-hand side. Crossed in. And it's picked up by the goalkeeper. Headed down by Lindelof. Sancho's got space. Finds Rodgers just on the edge of the box. Out to Elliott now. Elliott finds Bogard. He's under pressure. And he gets the free kick on the edge of the box. This is it, Rich. How can we go away to Fenerbahce and then Newcastle and play like this at home? Exactly. It is just baffling. It is absolutely baffling. But free kick to Villa, 58th minute. Digne, Buendia, Rodgers and Cash around the ball, but two players move away. Digne and Cash just on the ball now. Goalkeeper trying to get his wall set up. I don't think it's in a position that can be a shot. But Luke Dean is shaping up like he's going to have a shot. No, clips it in. Headed down by Onana, straight to the defender. To be honest, Onana could have brought it down. Mings picks it up. Could have passed it 5 minutes ago. Finds Bogard. Bogard drives forward with it. Good play. Plays it to Rodgers now. Rodgers on the right and the left-hand side. Plays it back to Tyrone Mings. To Bogard. Bogard loses out again. Oh, lovely little back heel by the Salzburg player, and he's opened up the space now. They can bring it forward. And they just decide to elect to go back and then play it across the back. Yeah, Lyon are winning 2-1 now. Michelin 1-0 up. Freiburg still 0-0. So, top two chances all but over. Salzburg with a cross. Lindelof manages to get it half clear to the edge of the box, though. The shot goes wide. Was he offside? Kitana with the shot. Hit it wide. I don't know if the referee's given an offside here. It should have been 3-0. No, he wasn't offside. Again, Tyrone Mings playing him on. He has been awful tonight, Mings. I don't know. It's a toss-up between him and Bogard for worst player on the pitch. Just looked completely off the pace. Completely out of sorts with the forwards running at him. Long kick forward by Martinez. Finds Sancho. Rogers, beautiful takedown. No, it's Sancho, isn't it? Sancho back to Cash. Elliott. Sancho. Cut back to Cash. Clip to the back post to Luca Dean. Put back in and it's cleared. I just haven't got anyone in the box. So it's a free kick. Is it? No. Throw into Villa. Better from Sancho, that. Sancho's been the brightest one this second half. Just not getting into any shooting positions. Sancho again. Elliott plays the 1-2 and forced the ball out of play by Salzburg. Villa just having a bit of pressure here. Elliott to Sancho. Back to Cash. To Bogard. Back to Cash again. Just move fizzles out and the goalkeeper just boots it. Just not getting any shots. Right, someone coming on. Or is it Emery just telling them to hurry it up? Don't know who he can bring on, to be honest. Mings to Lindelof, back to Martinez. Yeah, it's not too concerning, Gary. We'll have a different team, completely different mentality. Good turn by the Salzburg forward. Trying to get the better of Amadou Onana. Onana, though, with a brilliant tackle, steps in and just takes the ball. Buendia, little flick. Luca Dean. Oh, just about get away with it there. Good play from Villa. Onana to Buendia. Now Lindelof. Now Villa have got a bit of space to operate. It's just here where we just don't step on the gas. But look, I can understand it to an extent. Ball over the top. Looking for Rogers. But he's not going to have any chance with that. Game's getting a bit stretched now. I do agree, but this isn't really an important game. In the minds of the players, this isn't an important game. They're not going to be that fussed whether they're home or away, first or second leg. They'll just look at winning games. Please, no spoilers. Goalkeeper clips it. Won by Mings. Brought down by Elliott. Rogers to Buendia. Back to Morgan Rogers. Buendia. Rogers. Oh, lovely finish. Great finish by Rogers. And Villa back in it. Left foot finish into the bottom corner. And that's how you cut through. Lovely 1-2 finish. Lovely 1-2 passing between Buendia and Morgan Rogers. And it's a great finish. Is VAR going to have a look at it? He's onside. He's onside. Yeah, nice bit of play. Rogers into Buendia. Back to Rogers. Buendia. Rogers. Little touch. And then smart finish with his left foot into the bottom corner. Please, 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 no spoilers. You will be popped in timeout by the mods in the chat. But it's game on now. Come on, Villa. And that's the goal confirmed. Is there going to be some substitutes? Over 300 of you back in here. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. I've checked before. We have passed 6,600 subscribers. So thank you so much for your support. We don't want to stop there. Let's get to 7K as soon as we can. So please do like, please subscribe. And if you want to pop a super chat in there, if you want to become a member, click the join button. Just $1.99 a month to become an official Villa Park Pod follower. We've actually gone up to 6,621 subscribers tonight. That is absolutely fantastic. So thank you, everyone, for your support. As Fario says there, like, share, subscribe. There you go. Right, we're back underway. Aston Villa 1, Red Bull Salzburg 2. Yeah, probably. No, we've gained some, mate. We've gained some. We have. Oh, Buendia's gone off. Who's come on for Buendia? Jimo Aloba? Or Caden Young? Oh, nice play by Villa there. Sancho to Jimo. Cuts inside. Hits the strike. Oh, what a strike. And what a save from the goalkeeper. And it's a corner to Villa. Brilliant play by Jimo Aloba. Actually injecting some pace into this game. Just what we needed. So, Konsa is on for Amadou Anon and Jimo Aloba on for Buendia. Corner in. Headed away. Clipped by Elliott, and Konsa couldn't quite get a foot on it or a good connection on it, and it's cleared by Salzburg. Martinez, though, will pick it up. Plays it to Matty Cash. Cash looks out wide. Finds Harvey Elliott, who just cuts back. Now he's driving forward with it. Finds Lamar Bogard. Bogard out wide to Luca Dean. Sancho's on this left-hand side now. Takes the ball. Just edging to the penalty box. Cuts that on his right foot now. Cuts back on his left. Plays to Luca Dean. Luca Dean with a cross. Good cross. Headed away. Won back by Lindelof to Bogard. Oh, it's a poor ball by Bogard, though. I knew what he was trying to do. Villa just looking the most likely right now. Salzburg coming forward, though. Got to watch on the break. It's the shot, and it's comfortably wide, and it's a goal kick. That was promising by Jimo Aloba, though, wasn't it? Bogard to Luca Dean. Back to Mings. Still plenty of time in this game. 22 minutes. Plenty of time for Villa to get back into it. Lamar Bogard again. Finds Tyrone Mings. Luca Dean now. Into Jimo Aloba. Oh, he gives it away. Tries to win it back. He does well. And picked up by Emi Martinez. Cash now. Trying to inject some pace into it. Finds Harvey Elliott. Elliott coming forward with the ball. Cuts it back to Cash. Cash tries to flick it over, clip it over the top to Rodgers, but it's headed away. And they don't pick up the second ball. And Salzburg now can look to get on the attack, but Cash has read that well and goes back to Emi Martinez. We need to just get a bit more control in that midfield, but it's going to be difficult now because who's in there? Bogard, Lindelof. Jimo Aloba and Elliott. Bloody hell. What a midfield. Konsa. So the subs have been, what subs have been made? Cash, Konsa, Jimo Aloba. Is that it? So could he bring Matson and Young on maybe? Clipped over by Cash. Looking for Sancho. Rogers, though, tried to pick it up, but the defender does well. Oh, picked up by Lindelof. Elliott wins it back, though. Cash. Chested down by Rogers to Sancho. Free kick to Villa. Elliott to Rogers. Villa trying to move the ball quickly, but there's no one really in the box. Rogers out on the right, wide on the right with Sancho. Cash, Sancho. I tell you what, Sancho's been good this half. Oh, lovely little back heel by Rogers. Sancho couldn't quite take it in his stride, but it's a corner to Villa. Getting the crowd going. Finally, something for the crowd to get up for. Yes, Weston, they do look a bit tired. Oh, yes, Rogers. Yes, he did. Yes, so there's one sub left, isn't there? So, yeah, maybe Matson comes on. Referee just having a word with someone. Mings, and it's been combative, that midfielder, hasn't he? Number 5. Oh, Mings is going to get given a foul against him here. Guaranteed. Cross comes in. Headed down. Elliott. Oh, he's missed. Oh. He's hit it over. Cross came in, headed it down by the Salzburg defender, and Elliott couldn't get over his knee over the ball, and it's sliced and it's wide. Oh, he had to score, or just had to get it on target. Substitutions for Salzburg. They do off. Onisiwo is on. And also Alabegovic and is off, and Bischoff is on. Winner in the air by Bogart and Luka Dean. Cash now down to Elliott. Elliott out wide to Sancho. Back to Elliott. Loses out again. That's where he's not. That's where he's too sloppy. He's not quick enough. Like I say, you have to give him a bit. You have to afford him a bit of grace, but those types of little passes, it's not good enough. Long shot, well held by Martinez. Luka Dean, ball on the left-hand side. Finds Jimo Aloba, back to Luka Dean. To Mings. Lindelof to Konsa, out to Cash. Cash to Elliott. Sancho. Lindelof running through. Gets the free kick to Villa. Some nice play. Definitely looking a bit tired now, Salzburg. They have put a hell of a lot into this game. So can Villa get back into it in the last 15? Yeah, it's clearly onside for that goal. Luka Dean's out wide now. Chops it back to Jimo Aloba. Oh, Aloba looking for Rogers. Nice little touch by Bogard, and he's chopped down. Still like to see us get some more good chances. Get behind them a little bit more. Ooh, bit of a nasty one there. Rodgers out to Luka Dean. Rodgers again follows his pass. Gets the cross in and it's out for a corner to Villa again. This is where we could do some damage. Cash coming across to take it. Corner comes in, headed away. Luka Dean now has it. Cash out on the left-hand side, cuts back on his right, clips it in. Mings is up. Yes! Get in, Tyrone! Yes! We're back in it! And he's made up for his mistake in the first half. Ball, it stays in the box as the corner's cleared. It comes back to Cash. He's out on the left-hand side. He cuts back on his right and just clips it into the box. That sort of area where the goalkeeper doesn't know whether to come and claim it, and Mings just pounces and heads it down into the net. Clearly onside, times his jump to perfection, and it's now Aston Villa 2, Red Bull Salzburg 2, and Villa are fully back in this game. Come on! Greatly kept his eye on the ball, headed it down into the empty net. 15 minutes to go. Villa can really get back in and win this game. Free kick to Villa there. I think he was offside in the first place anyway. Salzburg looking a little bit rattled here, looking a little bit ragged and tired. Got to get that third goal. Come on. Live table, Villa in third position as we speak. All three teams on 19 points. It's a great leap. Goalkeeper stranded in no man's land. Luka Dean back to Lamar Bogard. Villa playing with a bit more confidence now. Konsa to Cash. Cash into Elliott, who's got a bit of space. It's a poor touch, though. He wins it back, though. It's a throw into Salzburg. That was Elliott. That's the sharpness. That's the sharpness that we're talking about. Here comes Caden Young. And it will be Elliott. It will be Sancho to come off. Sancho's done very well this second half. Come on, Caden. Make a name for yourself, son. Lindelof fighting for it in midfield. Wins it back. Just can't adjust his feet in time. So throw into Salzburg. But they're the ones looking panicked now. They're looking to make changes. He is pacey. He is pacey. Bogard winning it back. Combination of Bogard and Lindelof, but Salzburg with the ball. Konsa as well. And it's a free kick to Villa offside. We've had a lot of offsides, haven't they? They play really on the shoulder. Konsa now to Mings. Mings to Luka Dean. Back to Mings again. Martinez. Just that pitch looking a bit more spacious for Villa at the minute. Cash. Oh, giving it away. Bogard does well. Now he can come forward with the ball. Finds Elliott. Elliott, nice little skip inside. But again, he takes the ball too far and he gives it away. Jimo Aloba does really well. Wins it back. Oh, lovely, lovely by Jimo Aloba. Skips away from the defender. He's running down the left-hand side. Gets the cross in. Bounces down. Rodgers can't quite get it, but Mings picks it up. Plays to Luka Dean. Carries on his run, but Luka Dean finds Victor Lindelof. Lindelof to Bogard. Back to Lindelof. Ezri Konsa to Mings. To Jimo Aloba. Luke Dean back to Rogers, to Jimo Loba again. Again, we've got no one really in the box. Rogers to Cancer to Cash, out wide now. Caden Young. Young steps inside, finds Matty Cash. Cash with a switch play. Beautiful pass to Luca Dean now. Now he's got time to shape up his cross, gets the cross ends, headed up in the air. Rogers finds Luca Dean again. Now now Bogard, back to Rogers. Rogers with the low cross. That's cleared by the defender. And midfielder puts his boot through it. There's no one up front at the minute for Salzburg, and Martinez can bring it down. Plays out wide to Cash. Cash to Caden Young. Managed to keep hold of the ball, but it's a free kick to Villa on the halfway line. Need a third, yes. Oh, we're third now. Yes, and we need a third. We're approaching 400 of you in the chat. Please smash a like as you come in. Hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching. Villa on the attack. Lamar Bogard cuts into the box. Defender just manages to get it clear. Doesn't quite fall to a Villa foot. And Salzburg looking to clear it. But they just can't get it out at the minute. Villa all over them inside the last 9 minutes. Plus injury time. Can Villa find the winner? Mings to Konza. Just slowing it down a little bit. Now Mings again. Plays into Jimo Aloba. Nice little turn, but plays it back to Lamar Bogard, who finds Matty Cash on the right-hand side. He's got Caden Young outside. Caden Young just runs inside, keeps the ball, does well. Looking dangerous. Plays to Tyrone Mings. Now Luca Dean's got a lot of space out wide, but they're getting a lot of space in the wide areas. Jimo Aloba back to Mings. Back to Jimo Aloba. He's looked really bright since he's come on. To Luca Dean. Aloba. Bogard now. Just need that one chance, Villa. Konza to Cash. Just trying to draw Salzburg out a little bit. Cash again. Clips it out wide to the left to Luca Dean. Now Jim Alobas has got space to run with it. Cuts inside again. Hits the shot. He slips. Gives it fall for Elliott. No, it won't quite fall. Picked back up by Lamar Bogard. Wins it back. Jim Aloba to Lindelof. To Cash. Cash to Rogers. Rogers. Little touch to Cash. Hits the shot. Oh, it's saved by the keeper. He didn't have a clue where the ball was. He manages to save with his foot again. Great play by Villa. And Salzburg at the minute look a bit shell-shocked. Looks like 4-4-2 at the minute for Villa. Pressing the goalkeeper here, Elliott, forces him to go long. Cash does well to win it to Caden Young, but he just loses out. Salzburg now trying to bring the ball forward. They're inside the Villa half. Just gets blocked out, and Dean can knock it clear. Mings heads it down to Dean. Now Villa have control of the ball. Jimo Aloba back to Tyrone Mings. Mings with a long ball forward, looking for Morgan Rogers in behind. Rogers, can he hold it up? Yes, he can. He finds Luca Dean. Back to Rogers again. Now to Luca Dean. Bogard. Lindelof. Konsa. Out wide to Caden Young. Can he get a run at the defender? Clips it over to Elliott. Now he's got an opportunity to cross. Now finds Elliott instead. Inside to Lindelof. Lindelof tried a little flick there. Just approaching the last 5 minutes. Thank you for the £2 super chat, Ken. Much appreciated, mate. Salzburg on the attack here. just around the edge of the Villa penalty box, but Conser does well, but he gives it away. The players just watching each other at the minute, hits the shot, and it's watched carefully by Martinez, and he drops down onto the ball, throws it out to Luca Dean on the left-hand side. Now Luca Dean can bring the ball forward. Can Villa find this goal? Bogard back to Luca Dean, up the line to Morgan Rogers, tries to spin the defender, but he read it. He goes back to the goalkeeper. And Villa might just settle for the point here. One last effort. Salzburg coming forward down the right-hand side, but the cross comes in, but it's easy for Martinez. He doesn't release it. He does now. It's a bit of a strange one there. Elliott back to Cash. Cash, though, loses out, and that was very strange throw out by Martinez. Could have done it 5 seconds ago and then decides to throw it out when they're under pressure. Good win by Luca Dean. Rogers picks it up. Now we've got space to run at the defenders. Plays it out wide to Caden Young. Caden Young facing up the Salzburg defender. Crosses low. Jimo Loba. Yes! And he's won it! What a goal! Gets it done! And it's 3-2 Villa. That was a brilliant finish. What a finish. Calm, cool, collected. Jimo Aloba and it's Aston Villa 3, Red Bull Salzburg 2, and have Villa clinched the spot at the top of the Europa League table. Brilliant, brilliant play by the young lads. One in midfield, it breaks to Rogers, he turns the defender, plays it out wide to Caden Young. Caden Young keeps calm, drives at the right-hand side, beautiful low crossing, and Jimo Loba is just running in and calmly, low finish into the bottom corner with his right foot and gets Villa 3-2 in front. Come on. Brilliant goal. It was a bit scrappy, and then Rogers gets control of it, drives over the halfway line, finds Caden Young. Caden Young takes on the defender. Then lovely low cross. He spots Jimo Aloba making a late run. And he just makes no mistake with the finish. Brilliant finish. Brilliant finish. And he did so well to keep calm there because you can see the headlines already. And there he is. And I'm sure if his mom was excited when he made his Premier League debut, she's going to be going crazy right now. She's going to be crazy right now. Fully deserved. Brilliant, brilliant. All right, no messing about now, Villa. Aloba coming forwards. Oh, don't lose out. Salzburg will be trying to pull everything into it. Elliott does well to win it back. Mings heads it clear. Let me just put my timer ahead a bit because I've way on there now. And the ball is given away and it will go up for a goal kick to Villa. 89th minute, 90th minute, sorry. Brilliant for the young kid. 2-0 down, Aston Villa, into the second half. We turned it around, 3-2 up. And we're currently second in the table as it stands. 21 points, same points as Leon. Hit that like button, people. Hit that subscribe button. We've had over 400 of you in the chat. Amazing stuff. Thank you so much for your support. Like, subscribe. Remontada. There you go, Benjamin. Yes. Vamos. Bogard. battling well. Now everything's all right now. Bogart's had a good game. Oh, flick time, but Mings tidies up at the back, and it's going to be 3 minutes of stoppage time. Martinez taking his time with it now. Plays to Ezri Konza. Konza switches the play to Luca Dean. Lovely switch of play into Jamolo, back to Tyrone Mings, who gives him a little clap, says well done. Villa just trying to keep the ball here. Konza now. Back to Martinez. Back to Konza. Chops back. Goes back to Martinez. And a minute of injury time is almost gone between passes. Oh, pass to Lindelof now. Now to Konza. Lindelof. To Cash. Cash now into Rodgers. Brilliant play by Morgan Rodgers. Striding away with the ball. And gets the free kick for Villa. Mings clips it over. Is that Caden Young? Cuts inside. Oh, just holds onto the ball for a little bit too long, and there's a free kick. Haha, good lad. No problem. Salzburg have lost their wings. Yes, Gary. Love it. Love it. Dina does well to win the ball and gets the free kick, and we're into the last 20 seconds, 40 seconds. Chested down by Bogart, headed on by Jim Oloba. Harvey Elliott out wide to Caden Young, overlapping by Cash. Caden Young keeps it, heads it to crosses to the back post and headed in the air by Jim Oloba, looking for his second goal. Edwards, you'll be blocked. And Salzburg trying to play forward, and that is it. There you go. Aston Villa 3, Red Bull Salzburg 2, and Villa made hard work of it, but they got the job done. Brilliant comeback after being so poor for the first 60 minutes. But then goal on 65 minutes by Morgan Rodgers got us back into it. And you could see Red Bull Salzburg starting to tire. They had put so much into that first 60 minutes. Tyrone Mings atoned for his mistake in the first half with a goal to get us back on level terms. And then up steps Jimo Aloba after brilliant setup by Caden Young. Wonderful, calm finish into the bottom corner in the 87th minute to win it for Aston Villa. And it finished Aston Villa 3, Red Bull Salzburg 2, and Villa go through in the top 2 of the Europa League, securing the home second leg throughout the knockout phases. And Villa go victorious into the game on Sunday with confidence. I guess the only little blot, potential injury for Ollie Watkins, but we will see Tammy Abraham, Douglas Luiz back on Sunday as well. Brilliant win for Villa, keeping that winning run going. That's 3 wins in a week for Aston Villa. And brilliant for the young lads to get some minutes. Brilliant for Jimo Aloba to get a goal. And he looked really sharp. For his sort of 20, 25 minutes. So look, that bodes well for him as well going forward, and he will absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I want to say thank you to all you guys for watching, for tuning in. Yes, we stuck with it. It might have been a bit hard work throughout the start, but we stuck with it. We got our just rewards, over 400 of you in the chat. I'll be back with the live watch along. I'll be doing my instant reaction shortly, so do stay tuned for that. I'll be back with preview for Brentford over the next couple of days as well. Potentially transfer talk shows as well if there's any more real big transfer news. I know Evan Gesson's gone, looking like he's going to Crystal Palace. So I'll be back with that, but also live watch along for Brentford on Sunday. Make sure you stay tuned and tune in for that one. As I say, over 400 of you in the chat, which is just amazing, amazing stuff. So please please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And thank you all for watching. Another successful watch along. They keep coming, don't they? They keep coming. Thank you all for watching. Aston Villa 3, Red Bull Salzburg 2. And as always, remember, we all follow the Villa.